Alright, so this video is going to be how to pretty much how to calculate the margins on a house to figure out how much we're going to make our offer at. Alright, so right now I'm using omnicalculator.com. All I did was go into Google search. I typed in margin calculator. If you want to use something on your cell phone, you just go into your app store and you type in margin calculator, and whatever margin calculator you like to use, you can go ahead and use. So we're pretty much using two main things on the margin calculator. We're using cost and we're using revenue. The primary reason for using this margin calculator is because we want to figure out what the margin percentage is between our offer price and the ARV, after repair value. So typically right now we're in 2019, November 1st, and right now the market that we're in Silicon Valley, we kind of want margins that are going to be around 35%, at least 35%. The market is, not looking too stable. Some areas it's, anyways, long story short, right now we're looking for 35%. As things change, I'll let you know if they change, or if you're in a different market, you're going to use a different percentage margin percentage. So the whole doing this, calculating it, it's all the same thing, just depending on what market you're in, you're going to look for a different target margin percentage. Alright, so here is a subject property lead that we have. The asking price is pretty much $1 million. This house is a total fixer house, as you can see by the pictures. And the best looking ARV right now is we're looking at pretty much 1.2 million. So right off the bat, we know they're asking a little bit too much. This house was recently recently renovated and recently sold in 06. So this is like a safe number to use. 1.2 million is probably a safe ARV to use. But again, with the market that we're working in, I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to say the after repair value, ARV, is going to be 1.1 million. So I'm going to start from scratch. So again, revenue will be the ARV. So I'm going to type in 1.1 million. Okay, and their asking price is $1 million. So that gives us a margin of 9%. 9%, the margins are way too thin. That's not going to happen, especially on a fixer house, right? So how do we figure out what our offer is going to be? Well, we want to look for 35%. So let's see what 900,000 will do for us. So 900,000 brings you to 18%. So we're getting there, but we need to go a little bit lower. Let's see what 800,000 does for us. So now we're at 27%. Let's see what 700,000 does. Okay, good. So we passed the 35% mark. So this is 30%, so 30%, 36%, which is a little higher than 35, which is fine. That's okay. So what we'll do is we'll make an offer at 700,000 because that gives us a 36% margin. The after repair value is conservatively 1.1. If the end buyer wants to calculate it, or if we wholesale this, and if the other investor wants to calculate it at 1.2, then the margins are actually even better. Okay, but if I were to buy this, I'm crunching the numbers at 1.1, and I'm looking at a 36% margin at 700. So if I were to buy this at 700,000, it'll make sense for me, and it should probably make sense for any other investor as well. So that's pretty much how we calculate the numbers. Again, cost is going to be the offer price. The margin is the difference between the offer price and the ARV. The revenue, again, is ARV. So if you use a calculator on your cell phone, same thing. The after repair value, ARV, is going to be revenue. The offer price is going to be cost.